Hey YouTubers, Raven here.
Starfire.
And tonight we're talking about the Outpost.
Season 2, Episode 5, The Blade of the Three.
That sounded cool until I figured out what it meant. Yeah. What did you think about this episode?
I mean, I liked some of it, but a lot of it I was just kind of like, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I know she's a traitor, okay? I know she's a traitor, but, like, I can't help but not like them. I'm sorry.
You have disappointed me. Then go ask Papa. No, like
I just want Janzo to be happy, okay?
Yes.
And I know she's not the most honest person.
Well, she was until they kidnapped her family.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think her feelings for how she's acting around him are genuine.
Yes.
So,
Everything she's done is genuine except for when she let Dredd go.
yeah. So, I mean...
She's totally truthful, except for the fact that she let Dredd go, and he's the reason that Garrett got captured and taken to the Three, and that fucking shithole started. And then, yeah, you were wondering when the cussing was going to start. Let's be
You're just to
truthful.
the point where you don't even care anymore.
No.
Like, you used to be so worried about cussing on these
I was.
and now you're just like, I don't give a crap.
I don't.
And it's so hilarious.
I know. Sometimes I berate myself over it. See, guys, I used a big word. But I don't know. I can't. It's the only way. Like, using non-cuss words just don't get my feelings across.
Sometimes you just have to use them.
Yes, but now it's just become a staple. So.
Well, I can imagine Raven being somebody, if she was an adult, who would do that.
Yeah, I mean, she does allow a demon to possess her, and then she makes Starfire pregnant with versions of herself.
Which is so random and weird.
Right? Like, she's evil.
Yeah.
She tries to hold that back, but she's evil. But okay, like, what the fuck were we talking about?
Janzo and the...
Right! The traitor. Like I said, if she were to come clean, I would have no reason, like, I would actually bother learning her name and rooting for her and Janzo.
Her name is Naya.
No, her name is Traitor. Like, we've been over this.
I know, but you said to learn her name. You know her name. You just call her Traitor.
I seriously didn't remember it.
He said it like twice in the episode, Janzo.
I know. But that's how much I do not care about her until she comes clean.
I know.
I purposefully do not let myself remember her name. Every time I hear it, I'm like, yeah, I know that's her name. But
yeah,
I purposefully make
and
myself
that was
forget
last
it.
season when that happened, right?
Yeah.
When she did
It
betray.
was towards the end.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Garrett ran off after Dredd when he
Right.
got back. Because they were out on the mission over the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And she had let him go. And then they got back. Garrett found out. And he ran off after him.
Yeah. And Dredd's the one who's locked in the...
Yeah. Dredd is the white-haired dude.
Yeah.
See, I bothered to remember his name.
Yes, but he is an important person in all of this.
So is Traitor, but still. Really, I think
they're keeping Dredd that way because he can prove useful to them.
Mm-hmm.
They're not hurting him like they did, Garrett's dad and Garrett. but they're keeping him there so that they can get information from him.
See, my thing with Traitor is that I wouldn't mind her being a traitor and everything.
Yeah.
Even if she didn't come clean.
Mm-hmm.
If she wasn't going to get with Janzo.
Yeah.
His first girlfriend. The first person he's going to actually fall for, not just be baby love, is going to get put in prison because she didn't turn herself in right away.
Yeah.
He's going to lose her. He's going to see that and think of it as a betrayal to himself and never, like,
unless
it's not going to be okay with him.
Unless, like, she ends up, you know, coming clean, or...
She's waited too long to have favor with anyone.
Yeah.
And because of her not telling anyone, yeah, I did it, like, they're not going to look at it as, okay, you were protecting your family. No. When they finally find out what happened to Garrett and that his dad's not coming back and that he's just there to kill everyone.
Dad back, like, with the medication like they did with Garrett.
They didn't use medication. Pasty-ass white woman used her gemstone and her Ajna chakra, y'all.
That's right, she did.
Yeah. Okay. She used her Raven jewel. I mean, I wanted to say that last week. I just didn't.
Oh, man.
It's the gemstone in our Ajna chakra.
But isn't Raven's black?
Raven is multicolored.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a black and purple. Like, if you pay attention, like, on some close-ups, there's, like, the outer diamond ribbed in black with, like, a thick rim. And then you have, like, a purple one, and then, like, a little black one, and then, like, a
because from a distance it looks black.
Yeah, but it's because they changed the colors, but there's, like, a small dot of blue in the center, and then, like, purple and black everywhere else.
Yeah.
And then when it's, like, far away, it's black. Like, it's just, like, the way the light's hitting it. The way they draw it.
Yeah. Maybe.
But, no, she had a green one, and the other dude had a red one for pain.
Okay.
Hers was green for healing.
Excuse me.
We still don't know what the fat-ass white guy can do. The old one.
He can apparently clap.
Right? He doesn't get a gemstone. He gets the clap.
When he did that, I was like, oh, is he going to make something come on, clap off?
Right.
Like,
clap on, clap off.
Yeah. Some of you might not know what that is, but it was an old commercial.
Oh, hell yes.
Clap
My
on,
aunt and uncle
clap
used to have an
off.
apartment that was covered in clap on, clap off. Lights.
Really?
Yes.
So if you accidentally clapped, you'd, like, turn off all the lights?
Only if you clapped like that, you know?
But if you just were, like, actually clapping?
Yeah, then it wouldn't, because it has to be the pattern. Yeah. Like, what, when you want to stumble around in the night to find the bathroom, you have to clap loud enough to wake up the whole fucking place?
I know, right?
Anyways,
yeah, I understand your reasoning for why. Like,
yeah, I mean, if it wasn't going to hurt Janzo as hard as it will, especially now that they're starting to do a relationship, it's going to hurt Janzo so bad.
I mean, if the writers even decide to address the fact that she did that.
Well, Gwen is still looking for the traitor. She thinks that the traitor is looking for the traitor because she gave her that mission.
Mm-hmm.
But she can keep prolonging it as long as she wants to.
Yeah.
As long as she doesn't say anything about her doing it.
Right.
No one saw her.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way to prove that she did it.
Mm.
So, unless she comes clean, no one's finding out.
Yeah, so unless they decide to be like, okay, she's, like, they decide to bring it out and be like, yeah, she's the one who did it,
right?
Then it might, I mean, that's the writer's choice.
Yeah. Like, I think that, it might come out when Dredd returns.
Yeah.
Or, oh, they're not keeping him alive for nothing.
True. They're not.
And
Garrett's supposed to return to the Outpost, so.
Mm-hmm. But I think they only have Dredd locked up because he's a loose cannon.
Yeah.
When they need a loose cannon, they'll let him go again.
Mm-hmm. And also because he's useful to them.
Mm-hmm. If he does what they say.
Yeah.
Because apparently killing all the Black Bloods was his idea, and they didn't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it could also come to pass because they were saying how they were, like, talking to all the people there, like, everyone at the Outpost is up for grabs for this, supposed to be, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So when they finally check everyone and all their alibis are okay,
the only one who doesn't have an alibi is her. Yeah. And the Queen, because who else would have been with her? Well,
yeah.
Like, but the Queen obviously didn't let her go.
Yeah.
So
she snuck off of her own fruition.
Yeah. So they'll find out eventually that way or the other.
I mean, either way, Janzo was probably going to get hurt.
He's definitely going to get hurt.
But I mean, regardless of who he got put with, I mean, like, he probably would have been hurt by Talon, and, you know, he's definitely going to be hurt by Naya.
Well, I think...
Yeah. But I mean, you know, he...
This heartbreak isn't gonna be because they broke up. It's gonna be because she betrayed her.
Oh, she betrayed everyone.
Yeah.
And you can't... That leads to no one being able to trust her. Janzo turning his back on her and getting all pouty and going back to, oh, I love Talon. Bitch, come on. You were totally macking all over the traitor.
I mean, honestly, I like Janzo, and I think he's a good character. But if they completely revert back after that happens, then they're just a bunch of jerks who don't know how to write characters well.
Well, I mean, they're obviously very predictable because I predicted what the hell they were going to do with
the show
Garrett.
Is just predictable. I mean...
Well, I mean, I did not foresee the Baron staying.
Yeah, and I mean, there are some things that were not predictable and were kind of twists and stuff like that. That being one of them. But yeah. So.
Yeah, I just...
I mean, I just want to know how Garrett thinks that he's going to be able to kill the Black Blood.
How does he think he's going to be able to kill Talon? I don't know.
How does he think he's going to... I mean, okay, I'm not saying that Gwen isn't a strong person and doesn't, you know, and knows herself or whatever. She does. But because it's Garrett, she might willingly go with him and then he'll be able to kidnap her.
Right.
So that'll be easier. But killing Talon? No.
Right, but Talon does have feelings for him.
She does, but Zed probably won't trust him.
Right, but they don't know Zed's there. That's why they're operating under the assumption to kill the Black Blood. Like, they don't know that there was another one. They don't know that there was a third one that showed up. Like, they don't know anything. They just know about Talon.
Right.
So they're just saying, kill her, take the queen. Like,
take the false queen, kill the Black Blood.
Right. And if Zed wasn't there, then all he would have to do is seduce her and then stab her. Is easy as shit.
Yeah.
Like, people do it all the time.
Mm. I didn't think he would actually kill his father.
No.
Like, I honestly did not think
I
that
thought
he would
that
do
would
that.
wake him up.
Yeah, me too. I did. And I was like, oh, damn, he actually did it.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like, I guess you can kind of see, like, after he did it, when his dad was struggling to breathe for the last couple moments,
Mm-hmm.
the look on his face was, the fuck did I just do?
Yeah.
And so I think that, I don't know, I just,
Sorry.
I don't really care one way or the other what happens with him at this point.
Yeah.
I don't care. I have now seen the epitome of his acting ability, and I'm not impressed. So, I mean,
he was such a great character in the first season.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked him
Mm-hmm.
a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just like, why? Why are you doing this to him?
I mean, like, I get that it's story progression, and it's something he's going to have to deal with. When he goes back to the side of good, he's going to have to deal with the fact that he killed his dad.
But he's supposed to come back and bring them to the 3, right?
But he's also working under the assumption that Gwen wrote a fucking letter.
Yeah.
And said that she had replaced him.
Right. And I mean, he's probably going to see that there is somebody in his place because the Baron.
The Baron isn't leader of the company.
No.
Which was his position.
Okay.
He was leader of the army.
He's still the leader of the army, technically. Mm-hmm. But he's just not. I mean,
he's just MIA.
Yeah.
Okay. The one huge thing I have an issue with this whole mindfuck business they did with him isn't the fact that they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Or that they succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that it was a 5 days ride to the place where they got attacked, right?
I think so, yeah.
So the guy came back, 5 days ride, told everyone, and then Dad headed out, 5 days ride, so 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
Within that 10 days, Dredd got him to the 3, and then they started the torture.
Mm-hmm.
It's been less than a week that they've had him at the palace to mindfuck him. Exactly. Shit like that does not happen that quick, guys. Like, I'm just saying.
No. Unless that stuff he's supposed to take works really fast.
Like, I don't care what's in that. One little letter and 5 days of being hit.
Yeah.
And, like, told I love you by some random-ass blonde bimbo. Like...
who has a husband?
That he doesn't know about. That's not enough to fucking mindfuck someone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but no... In no way is this even feasible at all.
Mm-hmm.
There was not enough torture. And he was laying in the hospital bed for over half of it.
Yeah.
Like, no, he was probably beat on like 3 times the entire time he was there. No, conditioning does not work that way.
No, it doesn't.
Like, seriously.
And I mean, he is still having, like, the flashes of...
That's only because he didn't take his meds.
Yeah, but when if he didn't take them, he wouldn't be doing...
You would still think he'd be kissing Gwen.
Yeah, and he probably wouldn't have killed his father.
I don't think that had anything to do with it. He knew it was his dad.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, really, he had no real connection with his dad.
He didn't.
They didn't get along.
No.
So, killing him wasn't as big emotional blow as the others probably thought it was.
No, but I still didn't think he would actually do it.
Right, but then the look on his face
Yeah.
kind of leads me to believe that maybe he's like,
Yeah.
what now?
What now?
So, his loyalty might be wavering, but then again, what's his loyalty even worth if he can be mindfucked in like 10 days?
Yeah.
Which is unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no.
And I mean, look. I like Zed to an extent. I mean, yeah, she's still trying to like feel him out because she doesn't necessarily trust him that much.
Right.
But I think that he's a good person.
Right.
And I do think that he's a black blood who wants to compromise and wants to live peacefully among humans.
Mm-hmm.
And with his clan.
Yeah.
And and like Talon said to Janzo, he can help her with who she is.
Yeah.
And he can train her in things that she needs to know.
Mm-hmm.
And
he can teach her the customs of her people.
Right.
And
so she's always going to have a connection with him, even if she doesn't know him that well.
Right.
Because he's a black blood.
Yep.
So they have that bond.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd be okay with that.
Right. I'd be okay with them getting together, honestly.
Exactly, me too.
Like, yes, please.
Yeah.
And
then I mean, because like the whole Baron thing with the mistress's sister or whatever the crap her name is, like, I love what she said to her though, like as uneventful as your life.
I hope your travel home will be as uneventful as your life. Like, hold on.
But then she's like, nope, you do things my way and you become king.
She fucking slapped that Baron.
She did.
She's like, no, you listen to me. And I was like, he's your superior. And then he's like, yes, my lady. And I'm like, damn, you whooped, boy.
Yeah.
What?
Like, I think that he's also willing to do it too.
He's a child.
Yeah, because he really, really does like Gwen and he wants that.
He doesn't like her.
He doesn't like her.
He finds her physically attractive.
Yeah.
Which is the same reason that you fuck any whore that you see. Not in modern day, because, I mean, let's face it, most of them on Skid Row are completely nasty.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I mean, you know.
It's just because he wants the power and he wants the recognition and,
He wants to be a baby daddy.
He wants to provide heirs, you know?
Yeah, he wants his blood to be part of the royal line. Which, I'm sorry, even if you do marry her and have babies, they're not part of the royal line.
Yeah.
Because that part is a lie. It's just whether or not Gwen actually knows that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has been long enough for her to believe that she is. Like, her dad, the way she was behaving with him in private, she wasn't calling him dad. She was calling him by name, and she was ordering him around as if she was the future queen.
Yeah.
So I think what he did was he convinced her. So she has been mind-fucked.
To think that she's queen.
Mm-hmm. I think she has no idea that she is not.
Yeah.
She has lived with this persona for so long, she doesn't remember who she is.
Mm-hmm.
She only knows herself as the princess.
Right.
Although there's a picture that she has, like the guy said, that she has of the queen, of the real princess with the face bashed in.
Mm-hmm.
But she might not see that as the real princess. She might see that as the friend, the person that she actually was.
Right.
Like, I mean, once that happened, like, maybe when the 3 took over, they weren't the ones that plastered over that picture. Maybe it was already plastered over because the artist refused to make up what the princess would usually look like and put that dent in her face.
Right.
And they didn't want that. So maybe they actually were using Gwen as the face of the kingdom back when they were still around. And so Gwen had taken on the persona of her best friend even before the attack.
Yeah.
That could happen. Like, it's all... We don't know how the lie started, but it started, and Gwen is convinced that that's who she really is.
Yeah, so her and Garrett are both mine, you know.
Yeah. But
Garrett more so.
Yeah. I mean, Gwen's had her entire fucking life, and Garrett had 10 days.
So unrealistic. I mean, I'm just like kind of anxious to see where it's gonna go with like the stuff with Zed, you know, because like him being here helps Talon, and I mean she did see that key on the Dragman.
She doesn't trust him. That's why she didn't say anything.
I know. But he still gave her the information of what it could do. So, since she knows that, she can... You know.
Right, but then it's also, well, if it's a black blood power source, what is it? What can it do? And will it actually listen?
Yeah.
Like, is it something I can control? Is it just a rampaging demon?
Yeah. I mean, the way that he explained it, it sounded like it was something that could be controlled. But
then could Talon control it?
Yeah. He'd probably have to help her with that.
Like, what is it really? Like,
yeah.
Why is it so powerful that it was locked away in a special place when everything else was just thrown to the Shadowlands?
It can legitimately, like he said, help solve the problems of everything that's happening in the Outpost. And the army and the people and everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, we flipped off Gwen at the beginning. You flipped off freaking Traitor. Probably every scene with Garrett and that lady, you wanted to do that. You just wanted to sleep, frankly.
Yeah, I was just like, you're putting me to sleep. So boring.
But,
yeah. So
I don't know how many more episodes there are going to be. There might be 10, there might be 12, I'm not sure. But this is episode 5, so we probably have like 5 to 7 more episodes left.
So the war will not be taking place this season.
Unless they speed it up like they did with the whole conditioning.
They're sending out a solo person that has to make a 10-day trip. Which they did a 5-day trip in 1 episode. So it's going to take at least 2 episodes for Garrett to get there.
Yeah.
Unless they just fast forward 10 days.
They might.
But, I mean, they also, like, the one thing I wanted to see this episode was something that they talked about doing. Like, it's not like this entire fucking episode took place at night. Like, after Janzo said, let's try putting them out in the daylight. Like, it has been day plenty of times after you said that.
But didn't he just come to that realization in this episode, though?
Yes. But it had been daylight 2 or 3, like, at least 1 or 2 more times after
in the episode.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I was wondering that, too. I was like, well, if you know that now, why aren't you testing it?
Exactly.
Like, why aren't you actually seeing if that
We didn't need that extra scene with Garrett.
We did not.
I don't need an extra scene with someone who can't carry a scene. Like, if you're not able to carry a scene, then you're an okay actor. You're not a decent one, you're not a great one, you're an okay one.
Yeah. I mean, even, dare I say it, even Jennifer Morrison could carry a scene. She just didn't have any emotion in the scene.
Yeah. That's true.
Her thing was emotion. But she could carry the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Because the show was freaking about her.
Yeah.
So she had to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But she couldn't
her
act.
Her presence was enough.
Yeah, but she couldn't act with emotion for crap.
No.
But yeah, her presence and like her in the scene, she could handle her own in a scene. And she was good with other people.
Garrett doesn't have the presence. He can act, but he doesn't have the presence.
Yeah.
And that makes all the difference.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, last season, the trio were able to carry a scene. Mm-hmm. You know, Garrett, Janzo, and Talon all beyond the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Just makes me think of Game of Thrones. Okay. But they could carry the scene. Yeah. Like, even if it was just like a glance between Garrett and Talon, it was like that carried, like,
I think it's because Jessica Green, who plays Talon, is a really good actress.
Mm-hmm.
So just like whoever is in the scene with her is just automatically better because she's there.
Yep. Janzo can carry a scene. He's got a lot of presence.
Yeah.
Because he's a very physical person.
Yeah.
And so that physicality takes up the presence. I would love to see what kind of actor he is without the whole Janzo weirdness.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything else that he's done.
Neither have I. So, but, I mean...
we're reviewing. We're going to give you all the nitty-gritty details. And if we don't like how somebody's acting in something, we're going to tell you.
Yes.
Whether that makes you continue watching or not is up to you.
Yeah.
I mean, we continue watching.
Mm-hmm.
We watched 7 seasons worth of Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
I think we can handle a decent actor.
Right.
Or an okay actor.
Mm-hmm. Like,
I mean, heck, we even have to handle Kelly in Supergirl, so. Hopefully she gets better in this season.
It kills me inside.
I'm trying to stay positive.
I'm trying. It's not succeeding. But, yeah, see, there are a lot of actors in this show that I love. I love Mother, or Mistress, whatever
her name is.
I love her.
She's awesome.
She's
probably a seasoned actress, so she's probably been in a lot of things.
Right.
Yeah. Probably the older ones, like the dads and like the adult ones, like have been in a lot of things.
Like the sister and Garrett's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dredd.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure I've seen him.
Some scenes with Dredd kind of fall flat.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that I've seen him in other things.
Yeah. That just might be because I don't find him menacing enough.
Yeah.
Pull off what he's trying to pull. But
especially in a show of this time period.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, when you think of stuff that's, like, medieval or, like, Viking or, like, whatever, they have to be really, really evil. Like, really menacing and evil, kind of. And, like, sometimes when they don't go that far or don't pull it off, like, it's just like, well, because, I mean, when you read all the fantasy stuff and when you see, like, other things that are fantasy related, there's always this, like, super, you know, evil, menacing villain or type thing that they're dealing with.
Well, we don't know what the 3 really are.
Usually.
You know, the 3 are... We know very little about... We know nothing about them except for they have gemstones in their Ashma chakra.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah. But for me, like, they introduced Dredd as this character, like, before they even showed him. Like, I had no idea who he was when he was attacking the Black Bloods. Like, I didn't care. Then they kept saying Dread. I'm like, who the hell is this guy named Dread? You know, like, that's such a cool name. And then I started, like, picturing stuff about him, especially after everything Talon was saying about him. And I didn't picture this scrawny, pale-ass dude. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I pictured this kind of maybe buff, a guy who's probably a little bit taller, because he seems a little short to me.
Yeah.
A guy that just, like, he looks like he can go and play someone's dad. I want a guy who looks menacing.
Right.
If the dude's name is Dread and he's done all this evil shit, he needs to look menacing.
Like, see, Zed, even though he's a good guy, he's the type of person who could, like, pull off menacing.
I could see him playing Dread.
Yeah, because he has that look about him where he could do that. He could play somebody menacing.
Yeah. Because he looks good, scruffy, and...
Yeah.
Yeah, and even though he's short...
Like how I imagine Jafar to be. You know, he has the scruff. He has, like, that look about him where he has that menacing, like, you know, sinister kind of...
Yeah, nothing like the one that we got.
No, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, when you think of him...
When I think of him, I think of that stash and the clean-cut beard.
Well, okay,
a long face.
A retelling of Aladdin. Maybe the way that they describe him is better. I don't know, but whatever.
But, like, I don't know.
I mean, I like the
show. I needed a menacing person. Yeah. And I'm sorry, the three aren't menacing. I don't find them scary.
Even freaking Lucifer on Supernatural, he could
have been Dread.
He plays it so well. Like,
he does.
He has that, like, snarky, sarcastic humor to it that makes it so fun to watch, but he also brings the evil and evilness to Lucifer that we all know. So it's like, he could totally play a villain well.
Right. Like, I don't know. I don't see anyone in the evil order being a menacing person. Like, you could say that the doctor's husband is menacing, but
he's just a big buff dude who likes to punch people.
Yeah. Like, seriously, he has no brains.
He's like, just give me the next person and I'll treat him like a punching bag.
Right. I mean,
and then I'm just gonna
the way he acted when he went before the trio with his wife when Garrett was dead.
And then I'm just gonna go have angry sex with my wife.
When they went before the trio, he did talk like he was smart. But that was the only time we saw him seem like he had a brain.
Yeah.
And if you can only give me one shot of him seemingly smart, dude's not smart.
No.
Dude's dumb as a fucking brick. And that's not menacing. That's just, me, Hulk, smash!
Basically.
Like, it's not scary.
Yeah.
When I think of bad guys, I think scary, menacing, creepy. Dread is none of those.
No. He's not.
I mean, he's supposed to be some great, amazing person that all these other guys are scared of, right? Because we saw in the first season that all those, like, mercenaries and shit that he was sending out were scared of him and what he was capable of doing to them. And then he loses in a damn sword fight to Talon. I'm sorry, your first fight with Talon and you're captured.
Yeah. They probably just wanted to emphasize the strong female character.
That undercuts everything they built him up to be.
Yeah.
and makes him even less of a dread character.
It's true.
Like, the moment he was defeated, it was like, well, he's weak as shit. Why were all these mercenaries scared of him? He has no real power. Like, I could have seen maybe a tie and he runs away. I would have been okay with that, and I would have thought, well, you know what? This guy survived a fight with Talon. Yes, he might be weaker than I expected, but he's probably got something up his sleeve that allows for the others to be this scared of him.
Mm-hmm.
Not, no, that's all he's got, and they're just scared of him for reasons.
Right.
So that's I think I'm done bitching now.
Yeah. I mean, I like the show.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
But there are a lot of inconsistencies and predictability and things like that.
And 10 days to get your mind fucked.
Yeah, which is very unrealistic.
Yeah.
And I know people can say it's just a TV show, but a lot of TV shows try to at least be somewhat realistic.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, they've seemingly been so up until this point.
Yeah. The storyline with Garrett this season is just really...
There's nothing there.
It's just upsetting.
Like I was telling her, I felt like I was reading a book, and then every time anything in that area of the show...
Like, it's the slow chapter, and you just want to be done with it.
Like, they're books where I literally, I mean, they're amazing books, and I want to read every word, but I skip a chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, maybe it's a character that's the main, like, they change point of views, and it's that character, and I'm like, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I would do with the Garrett chapters.
Yeah.
Next.
Because it's like, it's not that relevant to the story. Except for, like, the last
They could
scene.
be done a lot quicker, especially since you did it in 10
Except
days.
for the last scene where we find out that he goes back to the outpost and they want him to kidnap the queen and kill Talon.
Right. Which I called.
Mm-hmm.
I said it was going to happen.
It's gonna happen.
So, I guess.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Keep fighting for what you believe in.